I wanted to respond to a video because it was something I was thinking about just the other day. And I think the video is pretty old. I think this video dates back to about 2009. But it talks about did integration fuck up black people? And personally, I don't think integration fucked up black people. What I think fucked up black people is the fact that this whole system, everything, like just like these countries put together as a whole, Canada, America, because I'm from Canada, America, and the UK, West Indies, most of these places, they weren't built for us. They weren't built for our culture, our people. It came from a European idea. So, being that it came from a European idea, we're always trying to catch up. So, if you're always trying to catch up, you, as a person, not just a black person, as a person, preferably you turn to the people who have been doing it the best. You know what I mean? Because even Asians do it. And Asians they're not doing perfect, but they're doing pretty well. And when it comes to certain things, even like Apple iPhones, even though they're capable of making their own stuff, they'll still, in China, purchase something from America because they feel Apple is the best. And if you watch the behavior of black people, blacks in America, West Indies, Canada, UK, just like any other people, we want the best. And at the moment, for the most part, as black people, business-wise, we're not at our best. And we're not as competitive as we should be. We're not as much in corporate America or just the corporate world as we should be. Most of what we're doing right now is what we used to be doing is we used to be fighting for our rights. Right now, everybody's just trying to shine. So, I mean, and we can't just blame it on this current generation like some people are doing, trying to say that, oh, these kids are dumb and whatever, because the bottom line is, dating back to the 60s and the 50s, I mean, who raised that generation? The 70s, who raised that generation? The 80s, who raised that generation? The 90s, who raised that generation? You know, we're hitting 2000 now. Like, in a few years, kids born in the year 2000 are going to be 18 years old. You know, that means they're like their whole lives they've known the internet. You know, I mean, this is dating back to the 90s. So, I mean, most kids born in the 90s know a world with only the internet. You know, but yet, and still, economically, as black people, we haven't progressed. You know, actually, if you look at it, we've gotten worse. You know, we're lovers of entertainment. We love to be entertained. We love to entertain, but we don't like to create shit. You know, and in a way, as much as most people disagree with me, because I was having this conversation with a friend, is some people think that people living in the UK, like black people living in the UK, Canada, or America, should be helping out Africa. But from my perspective, it actually should be the other way around, because they didn't feel slavery. Like, I mean, they got it from white people, but they were still in Africa. They weren't kidnapped and brought to another continent or continents. You understand? So when I think about it, I mean, most likely, in my opinion, the economic shift or possible change in black people's mindset and in numbers, in greater numbers, in my opinion, will probably come from Africa. Because if you go to places like, or visit websites like kiva.org, for example, you'll see a lot of Africans trying to start their own business. In America and in the Western world, most of us are trying to be employees. And if we're not trying to be employees, we're trying to be entertainers. And I mean, entertaining's good, It's nice that black people are all over entertainment, including sports entertainment and singing and acting and whatever, and we're doing quite successful in all that. That's great. But I mean, like, we don't do little things. Like, we don't have a lot of farmers, we don't have a lot of builders, people building buildings, things that we need to survive, pavement, like a lot of electronics, for example, too. Where are we in electronics? We're nowhere to be found. Asians, South Asians, Europeans, they're all over electronics and technology. You don't really hear much from black people at the moment in that area. And these are little things that you have to pay close attention to. But at the same time, if you ask me, most likely it'll come from black Africa before we here will fully understand how important economics is. Because it's very, very important. If you're wondering why we have ghettos and black people still live in the ghettos, it's economics, and it's your whole mindset, your whole view of the world. Most black people, most of us, including myself, we don't think business. We're customers. Even when you look at people buying cars and luxury automobiles or big houses, we're customers. We're not building the houses. What happened to the materials that go into building the houses, the cars? We're nowhere to be found in those areas. We're the ones buying and the thing is too, when you look at it, it's like jewelry too. We love jewelry, but the jewelry's being dug up most likely from Africa, somewhere in Africa, and then it's being manufactured probably somewhere in Europe or in America, and it's being sold to us. And the only part in that equation where we might come in is on the retail side and actually pulling the minerals up out of the ground as the employees, not the employer, as the employees. So you start talking about integration, like, who cares about integration? Integration has nothing to do with economics. If like a black person is attracted to a white person or Asian person, whatever, who cares? That's his life. That's that person's, that individual's life. But it has nothing to do with economics. Economics is just basically how we're looking at our view of the world, which is we're economically looking at the view of the world as customers and employees, and you're not going to get rich as a customer or an employee until we start thinking like business people. We're going to be in the same spot 10, 20, 50, 60, 100 years from now. You have to think about everything that goes into it. Like GTA 5, Grand Theft Auto 5 just came out recently, and I bet you like every nigga in the hood has GTA 5. And if you don't have GTA 5, you ain't saying nothing, But right there, you're a customer. What happened to the people who created the game? All the corporations, all that stuff that created the game. Where are we in there? We're nowhere. We might be maybe a customer service rep, or maybe one of the people that had something to do with the game, but we're nowhere. We're not no major component to it. And look how much money that game made. Forget your music album going platinum. Think about a game going platinum. And the thing is, this thing, sold 50 or 65 million or something like that? I don't even know the number. And we're nowhere to be found in that. It might be a little employee somewhere, making a little $60,000 per year or some shit like that. Nowhere. It's not integration. There's no need to be racist as a black person at this point in time. It's all economics, and it's all about what's going on in your head. We're either going to be customers or we're going to be business people, and most black people at the moment prefer to be customers, and that's just the way it's going to go down. It's going to go down over and over and over again because we like to be sold shit. We don't want to build shit. We want to be sold it, nice and packaged up, at the retail level. We buy it, we go and show it off to our friends, and we throw it out, and then we work our asses off to go buy the next hot thing that comes out. Customers. Nowhere on the business side, And this is where people are like, white people are making a killing off us. Asians are making a killing off of us, because we're nowhere to be found. And like we even have trouble buying from each other. What's this black person have the nerve to be selling me something? I want a discount. Little dumb shit like that. You understand what I'm saying? So economically, man, we're fucking ourselves. Nothing to do with integration. just economically in our mindset, we're fucking ourselves, and we're gonna keep fucking ourselves until we wake the fuck up. You know. But in my opinion, I think people are probably gonna wake up. First is probably Africa, and it's gonna hit the rest of us by surprise, in my opinion. And that's it.